Hi, I'm David Fleming, and I want to welcome you to the YouTube channel of Disciples Ignited, where we focus on Jesus, advance His kingdom, and prepare His disciples. I'm so glad that you've chosen to listen to these short videos, all of which are less than 5 minutes long, where I share with you truths from God's Word that I know are going to help you in your walk with Jesus. So welcome. Now, talking about discipleship, I do want to remind you I've written 3 books on discipleship. Together, they make up a series called the Spirit-Filled Discipleship Series. They're available on Amazon, and they're full of content that's going to help you grow in Jesus. So look them up. I know that you'll be glad that you did. Now, let's get started on our study on the life and ministry of David. Now, we've already studied that the path of life that the Lord used to take David to the fulfillment of his destiny was a very difficult one. But in the midst of the difficulties that David suffered, the Lord brought him to a place where David experienced a real turning point. In fact, it was a place where David experienced a new beginning. See, it all took place at the Cave of Adullam. David had been fleeing from King Saul, who was trying to kill him. And I'm sure that David was tired and probably very discouraged. But the Lord had something special for David that was going to take place at the Cave of Adullam. Let me tell you what took place. We find it in 1 Samuel chapter 22, verses 1 and 2. Listen carefully. David left Gath and escaped to the Cave of Adullam. When his brothers and his father's household heard about it, they went down to him there. All those who were in distress or in debt or discontented gathered around him, and he became their commander. About 400 men were with him. Now, did you get that? If you remember in previous studies that we've been talking to you about, David's family had basically ignored him when he was growing up. David really lived in a dysfunctional family, and so his brothers really didn't like him. His dad ignored him. And David must have felt very alone in growing up. And now he's running for his life, seeking just to get away from King Saul. But everything changed at the Cave of Adullam. David's family, when they found out that David had hunkered down at the Cave of Adullam, they came to him. They were going to start following him. And the same with 400 men. Yeah, they seemed like a motley crew, but I tell you what, they were the beginning of what later were going to be called David's mighty men. Oh! And it all started in what would, in most people's mind, would have been a very insignificant place, the Cave of Adullam. But God saw it as a place of a new beginning. It reminds me of Zechariah 4:10 that tells us, "Who dares despise the day of small things, since the 7 eyes of the Lord that range throughout the earth will rejoice when they see the chosen capstone." You see, my friends, Jesus sees what you don't see. And though the path that the Lord is leading you on, taking you to what He sees is going to be the fulfillment of your destiny, though it may be so difficult and you just feel maybe like you can't take it anymore, you're just going to give up. Well, I want to encourage you. Keep your eyes on Jesus. And keep following Him, because He's got a Cave of Adullam just for you, a place where everything's going to change. So be encouraged. Your new beginning is by following Jesus, where He's going to take you to the place where everything's going to change. See you next time.